A lot of us gave up on Secrets of Dumbledore because they fired JD yet kept someone like Miss AH employed on their other projects. So many people have voiced their problems with this film and even planned to boycott the movie after the replacement. And I personally haven't been excited for the movie, and I have no plans at this point to see it, but now that it's release weekend, critic scores are up and they look terrible for Warner Brothers. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or supporting the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start with this Cosmic Book News article, and then I'm going to show off the Rotten Tomato scores. It says Fantastic Beasts 3 Rotten Tomato scores in, and the box office estimates are in. Again, a lot of people have lost hope in this movie primarily because they replaced Johnny. I know, after I heard about that a couple of years ago when they announced that they were going to replace him, I was very disappointed, and I like Mads Mikkelsen, but I just don't think that he's going to be able to play the role quite like JD. The Fantastic Beasts 3 Rotten Tomato score is in as the advanced reviews have been released for the movie, and with 65 reviews currently accounted for, the Fantastic Beasts 3 Rotten Tomato score currently stands at a 62%, and the audience score will be made available once the movie opens. Now, the wizarding world J.K. Rowling created is popular, there's no doubt about it, but the ratings for each film have declined because with each movie, the main story has been shorter and shorter, and we've gotten to a point where, from what I've read at least, this movie is mostly filler, and the main story could have been told in like 10 minutes, which is crazy to think about. I understand a filler scene here or there, but as they've worked with J.K. Rowling less and less, the quality has also gotten worse. So you'd think they'd want her to lead these projects to actually make them money, but they refuse to because a few vocal people on social media really hate her. Now, when it comes to critic reviews, usually I take them with a grain of salt, and I don't really believe them. I like to see user reviews as well, because sometimes the user reviews will be really high, critic scores will be really low, and vice versa. But it seems like, at least right now, the critics are not loving Fantastic Beasts 3. It says the Fantastic Beasts 3 box office estimates offer a low for the trilogy with a 40 to 55 million opening, which makes sense as it follows the disappointing Grindelwald, which opened to 62 million and finished with a 655 million box office, where the first movie opened to 74 million and finished with an 814 million box office. I also think that the release window for this movie isn't great either. It is sandwiched between Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness, which just scored the best ticket sales for 2022, so it might be less than fantastic for Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore. And now I want to go on over to Rotten Tomatoes to show off the critic scores. Now, spoiler alert, I do not know if they're going to contain any spoilers, but I wanted to give that warning anyway. Currently, there are 79 reviews sitting here, and the top critic reviews is a 58%, but all critics is 62. The first few reviews are not very positive. They are 2 out of 5s. The first one says, running at nearly 2.5 hours, this beast is anything but fantastic. The immersive special effects can't save this 2-hour and 20-minute slog with a nonsensical story. The next few reviews give it a B-. Beasts remain a strangely liminal experience born from a fantastic universe, but still searching for a magic of its own. A 2 out of 5 again. While Secrets of Dumbledore looks very nice, it's a drudge to watch. On the next page, there are a ton of negative reviews saying things like the most bewildering thing about The Secrets of Dumbledore is how superfluous each of its ideas feel in relationship to one another. An evident attempt to right the ship has turned into a calamitous case of mission drift as a property with no identity travels in nonsensical circles looking for a sustainable new direction. For at least an hour, it's impossible to work out why anything is happening or how one scene links to the next or what any of the characters are trying to achieve. And this is a problem I felt movie after movie, is that it felt like they were getting away from the original concept of the first film and they started taking it in a very odd direction with the second movie. And it seems like the third movie just didn't stick the landing. Before we continue with the reviews, I do also just want to point out this change.org petition that's got nearly 1.9 million signatures because I bet a giant chunk of these people refused to see this film because, of course, they decided to fire JD over accusations. They did not want to continue working with him, and on other projects, they have kept Miss AH. This is a big reason why I personally didn't want to see this film. If they had kept JD in it, I would have seen it. Even if on other projects they have AH, I would have still supported this film because they kept him in it, but no, they decided ultimately not to. I do truly think that Warner Brothers underestimated the power of fans. I think that they didn't realize how much backlash all of these movies were going to get if they kept Amber, if they removed Johnny. And I think now that Fantastic Beasts 3 is releasing, they're going to see just how many people refuse to support them now over this. There are some more positive reviews saying things like Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore actually has me looking forward to the next movie. The next is a 3 out of 5. The surprise is that as many moments still charm as they do. For that, thank the cast going big enough to match the surroundings while finding space for twinkling detail. 4 out of 5, this all unfolds with energy, wit, and dazzling special effects, though you'll need to have seen the first 2 films to have more than a vague clue of what's going on. And I think that ultimately we're going to continue to see these reviews drop. I don't think it's going to stay at a 62%. I do think that it's going to continue to fall, and I just don't think the user reviews are going to be great either. They are going to have to fight against the negative reviews of the people who support Johnny and who love Johnny and who are very upset that they kicked him out of this movie. And you're also going to have diehard fans that are going to be very critical of every move they make in this movie. Am I going to see it? No. At this point in time, I have no plans to see it. I'm really disappointed that they removed the best actor, in my opinion, from the franchise, and I just don't want to support Warner Brothers after everything they've done over the past few years with JD and AH, but we'll definitely have to see what the user reviews come in as in the next few weeks. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.